Hey, welcome to Human Resource Management course, and this is your instructor Mildred. We will be discussing the first chapter, which is the development of human resources. I have divided this chapter into two because there's a lot of things that we have to discuss in this chapter. So, for this is the first part, the development of human resources. In general, in chapter one, our objectives are the following. First, we are going to define human resource management. Second, explain and differentiate the different roles of the human resource manager and his functions. Discuss the importance of the human resource manager in a business and his major contribution toward the development of the organization. And lastly, explain the career development of a human resource manager. All right, so let's start. Personnel or human resource management is a relatively new field in the Philippines. So if you'll notice, actually this course was not offered before, but with the new curriculum, we have this course being offered because this is a relatively new field. It was only in the early 1950s that it gradually gained acceptance and recognition in private business and industry. For this to gain, because before it's not so accepted, it's not mainstream. So there were three conditions that help human resource management gain acceptance and recognition. The first one is top management must be convinced that personnel management is needed in its business operations. So they're convinced that it is needed. Then qualified personnel administrators must be available. Third is personnel administrators must demonstrate their capacity to contribute to the company's objectives and goals. All right, so top management is often unaware of what personnel work is and what it can do to promote effective management. As a result, personnel management is usually given only a minor role in business affairs, right? So before, very minor ang role sa human resource. The lack of qualified personnel executives complicates the problem. Even when management sees that a good personnel department is desirable, there's not enough qualified personnel management practitioners are available to run it because it's relatively new. So there are no trained yun ng mga personnel management. Then with the supply demand gap for personnel, so there's a demand but there's less supply for personnel administrators. Many personnel specialists without adequate preparation have entered the field. Right? So daghay nakasulod, daghay nagpractice but they don't have the quality. Missing up some personnel programs because of amateurism or plain lack of understanding of what personnel work is. So because of that, the Personnel Management Association of the Philippines was created. So it is a nationwide organization of all the personnel managers and human resource practitioners in the country, which was established to uphold the profession to the fullest. Right. So what are the activities that the PMAP or Personnel Management Association of the Philippines are doing? One is training and developing personnel administrators through seminars, lectures, workshops, meetings, national conferences, and holding tripartite conferences pertaining to personnel management and industrial relations. Right? So, because of daghay mga nisulod ani nga practice which are not equipped with the proper training, proper skills. So PMAP was formed, and PMAP is doing training and development, right? Through seminars, lectures, workshops, and all that will be able to increase or to give them skills. Right. Second is participation in public hearings to voice support of or opposition to proposed legislation affecting business and industry. So if there are proposition opposition, or there are proposals in legislation that will affect the business and the industry, PMAP is there. They will participate, right? So that they will be able to promote if it's a good thing, and oppose if it's not gonna help them, right? Third is dissemination of information. So dissemination of information, this is to upgrade the personnel management offering technical advice through its special committees and library facilities. So they will disseminate information. The fourth is establishment of a public relations program which aimed at informing the public about the nature of personal work. Right? So para mailhan gid siya, mailhan sa may personal work. So that is the work of PMAP. Now, in addition, government instrumentalities such as the Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, the Employees Compensation Commission, the Social Security System, Technical Education and Skills Development Administration, or TESDA, and other government agencies usually consult with the association, which is PMAP, before taking a stand on matters affecting employer-employee relations. Right? So, ingana na siya ingana ang level sa PMAP, because all the government organizations that deals with employee-employer relations are actually consulting PMAP. Now, as a result of these efforts, the status of personnel management has been enhanced, and the quality as well as the salary of personnel managers has greatly improved. Right? So, before nagsugod siya na dili siya nailhan, gamay ang rate, and then gamay ang importance sa iya, wala siya tagay important. So, there are efforts been done, especially PMAP, in order for the personal or human resource management to be known, right, and to be accepted. Now, there are challenges. There are challenges of the human resources. What do you call that field? The number one challenge is the challenge of the global community. Right? Organizations are increasingly finding out that to survive, they must compete with organizations not only in the place of operation, but in the global business community, right? Because we are already in the globalization stage. So dili na lang sa place of operation, but they have to compete na. Companies need to compete and defend not only their local markets and customers, they must broaden their scope to encompass global markets. Okay, so dili na lang diri as a local ang ilang challenge, kundi sa global market. So that's one of the challenges. The second challenge is the stockholders challenge. Because the key to success in today's business, if you have a business, the key to success is to meet the investors' needs and those of the other stakeholders. Because if you have a business, not unless you have multi-billion pesos money, if you are a business, dili man na imo tanan ang puhunan. You will need support from the stockholders and other stakeholders, right? So for you as a business, you have to make sure that you are able to meet your investors' needs and other stakeholders. These stakeholders are the customers, the employees, and the community where the enterprise operates. So if you will notice, if you are a business, actually you have to think about everyone, no? Dili lang imong customer, but also the environment, your community. Nakasira ba ka? Naka-violate ba ka? Or something, nakatabang ba ka? So daghan kay i-incorporate or take into consideration. The companies are challenged to reach financial objectives through meeting customers and employees' needs. Satisfied customers are assets that will sustain company growth and financial stability. Right? Because if your customers are not satisfied, they will go find another supplier or another business. Right? Kung dili wala sila ganahan sa imong produkto, they will find another. They will leave you. So you have to businesses will make sure that they are able to meet their customers or they are able to satisfy their customers' needs. The human resources management greatly influences cost reductions, quality management, and financial systems that are ingredients to profitability and growth. Companies shall look into diverse workforces to capitalize on forward-looking ventures, right? So, mo nang diha ipasok na ang ang role, ang importance sa human resource management because they are the ones who are actually able to influence in controlling the cost, the quality, and the systems that are going to be used in the production. The third challenge is the challenge of productivity, right? The global technology is increasing the challenge to greater productivity. The human resources became more smarter workers with the aid of computer-aided machines, the internet, and expert systems. They produce high-quality products that are demanded by the world market. The introduction of these new technologies need the reconfiguration of the employees' work design, training program, and reward system, right? Because of this challenge. So, ang challenge is nabutang sa human resource development on how they will be able to make the employees competitive, have the skills, and they have to make sure they have the training, they have to reconfigure the work design. Right? So, because there are actually the productivity, high productivity are links into human resources and capabilities, the new technology and opportunities, efficient work structure, and company policies that allow employees and technology to interact. Okay, so it has been that's the real challenge. Organizations must deal successfully with these challenges to create and maintain value. Because if you are not able to deal with it, mawala imong value. Human resource management must face these challenges to motivate and develop a well-trained and committed workforce. So, mo na important yung role. Dapat maka-train siya of workforce, which is employees, nga will be able to challenge, to stand the test, no? So that's those are the challenges, and we will discuss now the contributing factors of human resource management. So among the factors that have contributed to the growth of personnel management in the Philippines are the following. One, increasing complexity of business operations. So because the complexity of business operations have increased, we need the human resource development field has been developed. So during after the war period, we saw that there are big corporations na create where the volume and variety of operations and the size of the labor force demanded specialization in management, right? Because it's actually, if you're a business with just 1 to 5 employees, that's okay. But if you're a business with thousands, hundreds and thousands of employees, you need a strong human resource management or personnel management to be able to manage the employees. The personnel specialist was called upon to formulate and carry out the organization's personnel policies and programs. So, because of, if nagkadaghan yung employees, you need to have processes, you need to have programs. There are so many things that you need to do to keep your employees and to keep them competitive. Second is the government regulations and labor laws promulgated in recent years. So another factors that contribute to the growth of personal management development are the government regulations. So the government, in order to safeguard or to make sure that the workers' interests are protected, especially those related to wages, sweldo, working conditions, job security, and health, the government deemed it wise to enact a number of labor laws and government regulations. So, para ma-secure na siya, government created regulations. Among such laws are the Woman and Child Labor Law. Okay, so Women and Child Labor Law, we have the Minimum Wage Law, the 8-Hour Labor Law, the Industrial Peace Act of 1953, and several other labor and social laws which are embodied in the Labor Code of the Philippines and its implementing rules and regulations that took effect on November 1, 1974. So compliance with these laws, not to mention the need to secure permits, compile statistics, and make various reports to government agencies, became part of the services of a personnel department. Okay, so the personnel management department should make sure that they are able to comply these laws. Right? Kanang sa age, unsa ang age nga pwede mo work? Pwede bang work ang mga bata? Unsay minimum wage nila every day? No? Muna siya, unsay mga benefits nga dapat niya magamit? Unsa dapat ang condition sa ilang gitrabahoan? Right? So, muna i-make sure sa personnel management. The third is the growth of labor unions. So, unsa man ang mga labor unions? Because of the Industrial Peace Act of 1953, it is known as the Magna Carta of Labor, it triggered the organization of labor unions and the strengthening of the workers' bargaining power. So because of this act, katong Magna Carta of Labor, na-strengthen kanang bitang mga organizations within the company, within the workforce. Collective bargaining is actually it's like what you call collective bargaining. Kana bitang ang isa ko organization is able to bargain, is able to negotiate with the management of the company. So collective bargaining negotiations and the administration of union contracts may best be handled with the technical resources of a personnel department. So dili na sila asa pa doon, kundi sa personnel department siya ang mag-facilitate ana. With the passage of the new law making unfair practices a criminal offense, the responsibility of the personnel or industrial relations department becomes very important and thus make the position of personnel managers a necessity in every company. Okay, so number 4 is the influx of new concepts in management. The employee welfare concept is not new, but its nature has changed from one of paternalism to that of employee rights through practices that have become institutionalized. Okay, so before, namin yung paternalism, mga lalaki lang ang pwede sa management, etc. So, because of the new concepts of management, kinahanglan or nag-grow ang personnel management. Employee benefits have become varied and far-ranging. So, ang mga benefits, dili na lang kay nakay sweldo, dapat nakay SSS, nakay pag-ibig, nakay PhilHealth, nakay life insurance, nakay health insurance ang uban. So, those are the benefits. Making their administration a complex function. So, because of that, it's very complex na. Dili na kaya sa isa lang katao nga mag-manage sa ilang schedule, sa ilang salary, mag-process pa sa pag-ibig, sa PhilHealth, etc. The facilities of the personnel department are here again utilized to handle such programs. Okay, so that's why these 4 factors have contributed to the development, no, para ma-accept na ang human resource or personnel management field. So, why do companies Why companies hire a human resource manager? Nga mag-hire man sila. Right? So one is um, human resource manager help the management achieve company objectives and goals in the management of its human resources. So you really need someone to manage it because you a personal management department this is not only or cannot be run by just one person. Daghan na sila because of the complex processes na. So you have to have a manager who will be able to help the company, the management of the company to achieve their objectives and their goals. Second reason is for assistance to assist the top management in formulating sound policies, programs, and rules, and after approval, administer them fairly and efficiently. Okay, so para ma-assist na mag-formulate sila ng mga programs, policies. Third is assist line supervisors and managers in providing employees with a satisfactory work environment, manang working condition, and in promoting harmonious relationships with the employees and the union. Okay, so muna yung trabaho sa manager. Next is make managers and supervisors aware of their full responsibilities in the management of human resources by providing them with technical help needed to handle employee problems. Okay, so muna yung role. No, tabangan niya ang mga supervisors, mga manager, kita unsa ilang full responsibilities. The manager also help train and develop human resources of the company in order to equip them with the skills and knowledge required in accomplishing their jobs efficiently. Okay, so they will be conducting trainings. If you are an employee and walay training na nahitabo sa inyo, therefore you do not have an effective personnel manager. Right? Because you need to be trained. Everyone should be trained. Even in schools, we are sent to trainings. We are required to attend seminars. We are required to attend webinars because those are the things that we need. So, i-ensure na as a personnel manager that we are able to take those trainings and that we are able to gain skills so that we will be able to accomplish the goals and objectives of the company. The next is personal manager help promote understanding and good relationships by opening the lines of communication between management and employees, thereby creating an atmosphere where workers can be happy and proud to belong to the organization. Right? So, mura siya bridge between the management and the employees. So, if you will work in a company, actually, if you have any concerns, you have to go to HR. No? HR ka diretso because HR will be able to handle that and they will be able to bridge the communication to the asa nimo direct ang complaints or ang imong concerns. Next is identify management problems that can be resolved and opportunities that can be realized through improved effectiveness in personnel management. So, mag-identify siya kung sa mga problems and saan pag-resolve and then opportunities to improve. Okay? Next is assist management and supervisors in handling labor relations, problems, utilizing his knowledge and competence on labor laws, government regulations, and court decisions on labor relations. So if you are a personnel manager, you should be aware of the labor laws. You should be aware of the decisions made. Like for example, if there's a certain case in your company, you should be aware on what to do. Ba? If naay gitanggal nga employee, you should know if gitanggal ba siya maayos, if wala ba'y posibleng reklamo ana, wala ba'y posibleng kaso ana. So, those are the things that you have to handle. Nine, you have to assist the company in promoting good morale and motivation among its human resources. So, unsa may pamaagi, how do you do this? This can be done actually by activities that will solidify the relationships, no, to promote high morale. Mo nang na ay mga field trips na ay mga team building activities. Right? So those are one of the things that the personnel manager should also think of also, aside from trainings, aside from policies, aside from implementing rules and regulations. You also have to have these activities that will boost the morale of your employees. Okay, if they are not, if you don't have this, more boring na, dili naganahan ang mga employees, they will resign or whatever. So that's something that you have to plan. Number 10 is to assist in crisis management and organizational development. Okay, so you have to assist in if there's any crisis that the company is going through, if there are any problems between the management and the employees, you have to assist in how it is going to be resolved, and you also have to assist in organizational development, like if we need to hire people to do this, if we need to increase the number of people that will be doing particular jobs or particular line of work for development, then that's one of your functions. Okay, so those are the reasons why we need a personal manager. So I hope that this is clear. Now we will be on the second part of this discussion, we will be discussing the problems and difficulties of the personnel or human resource manager, and up to the career path. What will be your career path if you will be taking the personnel manager field or career? So I hope that's clear. And if you have any questions, you can post your comments, or you know where to reach me. Thank you.